Hi, and thank you for tuning in to the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. I want to welcome you on this Tuesday to start a new book of the Bible with us. Hey, I understand that normally we do that on a Monday or at the beginning of a month, but really wanted to continue on the story of Jesus by looking at the rest of his life. Maybe like me, over the last couple weeks leading up to Christmas, you heard or told or read the story of Jesus's birth. Incredible. So much we can learn from that story. But oftentimes, if you're also like me, after the holidays, we kind of move on to other things. And in a way, we almost leave the baby in the manger. And so really what my hope is as we kind of dive into the book of Luke together over the next several weeks is that we continue reading the story. We don't just leave Jesus in the manger, but we see him grow up. We see his character developed. We see him grow in ministry and his character being exposed through the different scenarios that he faces. We see the passion he has for the mission he was given and for his purpose here on earth, and ultimately all the way to the cross and then resurrecting. It's going to be a beautiful story. I'm excited to walk through it with you. But what I want to encourage you to do is each day read one chapter. Read one chapter on your own and then tune into the Daily Dose. And we'll read a couple verses from that chapter just to highlight something, to encourage you to something, to give you something to ponder or consider as you spend time with the Lord. And so today we're going to begin in Luke chapter 1, and I'm going to read to you just the first 4 verses, 1 through 4. Now, each gospel, which are the first 4 books of the New Testament, the gospels sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, following his life, are really written from 4 different perspectives. All inspired by God, but they're with different human authors. We get different flavors, different insights from them. And I really love how Luke starts his gospel. Let me read it to you in verse 1. It says, "Many have undertaken to draw up an account of the things that have been fulfilled among us, just as they were handed down to us by those who from the first were eyewitnesses and servants of the word." So he's saying, hey, I understand there's so much information out there and people sharing their experiences and what they've seen. And the message is passed down from generation to generation that now through Jesus we're seeing fulfilled. There's a lot of information. He goes on, "With this in mind, since I myself have carefully investigated everything from the beginning, I too decided to write an orderly account for you, most excellent Theophilus, so that you may know the certainty of the things you have been taught." I love that. Keep that in mind as you read through this chapter, as you read through this book. See, Luke's intent here is he says, hey, there's a lot of information you got to weed through, so I just want you to have confidence. I want you to know that I have taken the time and I've ordered everything out and I've looked at the resources and I've listened to the eyewitnesses and I've done all this work for you and I've succinctly put it in order so that you can track with the accounts of Jesus to see that he is who he said he was. And really the same prayer is that I have for you, that as you read maybe again, or maybe for the first time through this book of Luke over the next several weeks, that you will fall in love with our Savior, that you'll see his heartbeat and his character, that you'll be reminded of not only the miracles he performed, but the why. Why did he come? Why did he serve? Why did he give? Why did he die? And so I'm excited to take this journey with you as we dive into the book of Luke together. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I hope to see you again tomorrow for another Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.